Welcome. I'm Nina Gryphon, and this is the Astrology and Magic channel. Today, we'll talk about the astrology of the first week of July 2025. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all of my patrons. I appreciate all of your support. If you would like to become a patron and get access to monthly magical elections, which teaches you how and when to make astrological talismans, go to patreon.com/Nina Gryphon. You will also get access to these videos early before the general public. The first week of July runs between the 1st and the 5th of the month. July 4th, Venus conjoins Uranus at 29 Taurus. Venus is on the verge of leaving her preferred domicile Taurus, but before she does so, she meets Uranus, the god of primeval, fertile sky. Now, Uranus, mythologically, is the husband of Gaia, the earth, because he alone can match her in scope and size. The two of them had many children, and Gaia, who became tired of the endless births due to their boundless fertility, convinced her son Kronos to castrate Uranus with a sickle. His severed genitals were cast into the sea, giving birth to Aphrodite, or Venus. So Venus and Uranus have a mythical connection centering around endless fertility. Uranus represents uncontrolled primeval creation in its most chaotic form, while Venus represents the way that Uranus's urge to create manifests here on Earth, through the Venusian desire, passion, and the drive for union. Desire takes its most unbounded and uncontrolled form now, resulting in many different children, metaphorically speaking. Great creativity is possible thanks to the guardrails coming down. Anything goes now, and appetite reigns supreme. The results may be beautiful, ugly, and everything in between. July 4th, same day, Venus enters Gemini. This seems like a light placement at first, since Venus is an inferior planet in the sign of another inferior planet. But don't forget that Venus represents desire for union, the most powerful force in the universe. And Mercury is the god who gives everything meaning and magically transforms substances from one to another. Underestimate Venus in Gemini at your peril. The intensity of desire of Venus in Gemini has the power to change the fabric of reality and our common understanding in the blink of an eye. The importance of social cohesion is very important to Venus in Gemini, and paradoxically, she is willing to use antisocial means, even violence, to create union. She will pass through Gemini quickly this year, as she is in the fast phase of her synodic cycle right now, and will only spend about 3.5 weeks here, but she will make an impact despite her short stay here. During her journey through Gemini, she will meet the superior and outer planets by aspect, excluding Jupiter, whom she will conjoin in August. The abundance of aspects that Venus makes while transiting Gemini underscores Venus's extreme fertility and potency as a change agent. It's important to understand the philosophical basis for Venus as perhaps the most powerful change agent, because it underlies the entire magical worldview. In traditional thought, strongly informed by influences like Platonism, Gnosticism, and other philosophies, the cosmos is composed of a hierarchy of similar influences. They later became known as the Great Chain of Being, which is a certain idea or force that is embodied in a divinity, let's say Hermes, and it rules lesser beings and objects that all fall under Hermes' power. This is why in a ritual for Hermes, one would have mercurial objects such as hazelnuts on the altar. This is a way of contacting the entire chain of being by utilizing its tangible manifestations such as fruits and herbs ruled by Mercury or Hermes, wearing his colors, etc. However, what makes the chain work and creates the connection between the individual links in the chain that lead from the given divinity down to the magician is the principle that like attracts like, a Venusian force and idea. It is as if Mercury desires to impart something of himself to the lesser beings and objects in the chain, and it is this desire that is Venusian essence. Love really does make the cosmos go round. The same day, July 4th, Neptune goes retrograde at 2 Aries. Now, Neptune turning retrograde is less important than the visible planets turning retrograde, but it's worth mentioning because it means that Neptune will make one last visit to Pisces before settling into Aries for good. Neptune will enter Pisces in late October. Until then, however, he will slowly run over the first couple of degrees of Aries before returning to early Aries and completing the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 Aries in early 2026. Whatever is coming to pass is starting to slowly build, like a spring being pulled to its maximum before snapping back with all its force. Remember that Saturn conjunct Neptune will inaugurate a new epoch, a whole new order, since it will occur at 0 Aries, the first degree of the first sign. Thanks for watching. I'm Nina Gryphon, and this is the Astrology and Magic channel.